Sitting with the ninth overall pick, will the Raptors make the selection or make a trade at the NBA draft? Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Raptors. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Raptors and NBA writer Ryan Wolstat. And Ryan, as we sit here today, the Raptors currently with the ninth overall pick heading into this week's NBA draft. If they do decide to keep the pick, what type of player do you think they'll be looking for?
I think they desperately need a big man. I mean, I know they said they're going to take the best player available. We talked to assistant general manager Dan Tolzman earlier in the week, and he said they're going to not draft for need because they're not even sure that a big backup big man will be ready to play right away. It takes a while to learn the NBA because they're such a key part of the defense. But that said, if you look at their roster, they have two viable NBA big men. They have an all-star power forward in Scotty Barnes and a really good starting center in Jakob Poeltl. They have nothing behind Poeltl that's anywhere close to ready to play center. And behind Barnes, I mean, do you think Jonathan Mobo, the rookie who didn't play all that much last year and looked pretty raw still, is ready to be the first big off the bench? I don't think I do. I don't think many people do. I don't think the Raptors do. So really, they need a big man desperately. The thing is, who's going to be there? If you look at it, the lucky thing for them, because they're so loaded at the wing, is it looks like there's going to be a real run on wing players that go early. Obviously, Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper are going to be off the board 1-2. And then after that, you have to imagine that like Con Knipple, Trey Johnson, Ace Bailey, those guys are probably gone for sure. I think Jeremiah Fears, the point guard, is probably gone for sure. So realistically, there might be the Duke center, Common Malak might still be there, or Derek Queen as an interesting center. He should be there. And someone's going to fall. Maybe Kasparas Jakusionis, the Lithuanian giant point guard. He seems like a guy that would make sense if they don't go for a big guy. I still think they're going to try hard to trade down because, one of Malawak or Thomas Sorber from Georgetown. I mean, they've been a center factory for decades now. They'll be there, or Queen. I still think they can get a center by moving down. Or they'll just take whoever's left. Like I said, those guys, one of those guys might fall. I think Fears is pretty, depending on the team, he's got a huge upside, but also a pretty good bust potential. So maybe he's still there, and maybe they've strengthened the point guard. I mean, it could go a number of different ways. I think they're going to see. I don't think they make a trade before Wednesday. I think they see if one of their interesting guys falls to 9, and then make the call then.
Yeah, it's interesting because you mentioned the glut of wings that this Raptors team has, and we've heard pretty much for the last few weeks here about the Raptors, talking to other teams, being right in the mix for potential trade candidates, whether it was a Kevin Durant. Of course, you and I talked about Giannis a while ago. Do you still see the Raptors potentially swinging a trade to, bring in some more help, whether it's for another star player or just another person that can help up front with their lack of things?
I don't think they're going to find a way to get another star. I think that the Brandon Ingram deal was their kind of move for a star. I know he's not a superstar, but he's a former all-star number 2 pick, a very talented player when he does play, which isn't all that often, unfortunately. But maybe, the Raptors have a really good training staff as they kept Kawhi healthy. Maybe they'll work wonders there. But I think that was their big star move. I still think they're really trying to get someone else good. There's rumors they were trying to get Drew Holiday, who just went to Portland. There was the Durant pursuit. Giannis is always a pursuit. Obviously, those are the bigger name guys, but I think they're going to I don't think they're done by any means. Right now, they're going to be over the luxury tax. So at some point, I think they're either going to have to move RJ Barrett or Ochai Agbaji or both to get under, or just to balance the roster. Because like we said, that there isn't enough up front. Jacoby Walter's ready for a bigger role. They still really believe in Grady Dick, although he had a really bad second half of the year. They're still big believers, so they need playing time. So it just seems like, how are there going to be minutes for Barrett, who's going to be up for a contract in a couple of years? So that's why I think they shake it up at some point. And they do need help at point guard because you're relying on Emmanuel Quickley, who has had trouble staying on the court as a Raptor. And, you're going to have a sophomore in Jamal Shed, who there's a lot of times, that they have sophomore slumps. So that's not very deep there. So like we kind of covered, I think there will be some sort of trade to manage the roster and make it make sense a little more, but I don't think it's going to be for a star player.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the Raptors do. They've got some options, but at this point, as you point out, not really the rosiest of picture for this team moving forward, but still lots of time to go here in the off season. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For Ryan Wolstat, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.